Allah does not shy away from making an example of a gnat, or something above it. As for those who believe, they know that it is the truth from their Lord. But as for those who disbelieve, they say, what did Allah intend by this example? He leads astray many thereby, and He guides many thereby, but He misleads thereby only the evildoers. And seek help through patience and prayer. But it is difficult, except for the devout. And among them are uneducated who know the scripture only through hearsay, and they only speculate. And they say, the fire will not touch us except for a number of days. Say, have you received a promise from Allah? Allah never breaks His promise, or are you saying about Allah what you do not know? And they said, our hearts are sealed. Rather, Allah has cursed them for their ingratitude. They have little faith. Those who do not know say, if only Allah would speak to us, or a sign would come to us. Thus said those who were before them. Their hearts are alike. We have made the signs clear for people who are certain. If they believe in the same as you have believed in, then they have been guided. But if they turn away, then they are in schism. Allah will protect you against them, for He is the hearer, the knower. The ignorant among the people will say, what has turned them away from the direction of prayer they once followed? Say, to Allah belong the east and the west. He guides whom He wills to a straight path. O you who believe! Seek help through patience and prayers. Allah is with the steadfast. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, in the alternation of night and day, in the ships that sail the oceans for the benefit of mankind, in the water that Allah sends down from the sky, and revives the earth with it after it had died, and scatters in it all kinds of creatures, in the changing of the winds, and the clouds disposed between the sky and the earth, are signs for people who understand. And when it is said to them, follow what Allah has revealed, they say, we will follow what we found our ancestors following. Even if their ancestors understood nothing, and were not guided. The parable of those who disbelieve is that of someone who calls upon someone who hears nothing except screaming and yelling. Deaf, dumb, and blind, they do not understand. O you who believe! Eat of the good things we have provided for you, and give thanks to Allah, if it is Him that you serve. It is He who revealed to you the book. Some of its verses are definitive, they are the foundation of the book, and others are unspecific. As for those in whose hearts is deviation, they follow the unspecific part, seeking dissent, and seeking to derive an interpretation. But none knows its interpretation except Allah, and those firmly rooted in knowledge say, we believe in it, all is from our Lord. But none recollects except those with understanding. He said, my Lord, give me a sign. He said, your sign is that you shall not speak to the people for 3 days, except by gestures. And remember your Lord much, and praise in the evening and the morning. No person to whom Allah has given the scripture, and wisdom, and prophethood would ever say to the people, be my worshippers rather than Allah's. Rather, be people of the Lord, according to the scripture you teach, and the teachings you learn. Nor would He command you to take the angels and the prophets as lords. Would He command you to infidelity after you have submitted? Allah received the covenant of the prophets, inasmuch as I have given you of scripture and wisdom. Should a messenger come to you verifying what you have, you shall believe in him, and support him. He said, do you affirm my covenant and take it upon yourselves? They said, we affirm it. He said, then bear witness, and I am with you among the witnesses. How will Allah guide a people who disbelieved after having believed, and had witnessed that the messenger is true, and the clear proofs had come to them? Allah does not guide the unjust people. And how could you disbelieve, when Allah's revelations are being recited to you, and among you is His messenger? Whoever cleaves to Allah has been guided to a straight path. O you who believe! Do not befriend outsiders who never cease to wish you harm. They love to see you suffer. Hatred has already appeared from their mouths, but what their hearts conceal is worse. We have made the messages clear for you, if you understand. Muhammad is no more than a messenger. Messengers have passed on before him. If he dies or gets killed, will you turn on your heels? He who turns on his heels will not harm Allah in any way. And Allah will reward the appreciative. O you who believe! If you obey those who disbelieve, they will turn you back on your heels, and you end up losers. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of night and day, are signs for people of understanding. When some news of security or alarm comes their way, they broadcast it. But had they referred it to the messenger, and to those in authority among them, those who can draw conclusions from it would have comprehended it. Were it not for Allah's blessing and mercy upon you, you would have followed the devil, except for a few. What is the matter with you, divided into two factions regarding the hypocrites, when Allah himself has overwhelmed them on account of what they did? Do you want to guide those whom Allah has led astray? Whomever Allah leads astray, you will never find for him a way. O you who believe! Do not befriend disbelievers rather than believers. Do you want to give Allah a clear case against you? As for those who believe in Allah, and hold fast to Him, He will admit them into mercy and grace from Him, and will guide them to Himself in a straight path. O people of the book! Our messenger has come to you, clarifying for you much of what you kept hidden of the book, and overlooking much. A light from Allah has come to you, and a clear book. O messenger! Do not let those who are quick to disbelief grieve you, from among those who say with their mouths, "We believe," but their hearts do not believe, and from among the Jews, listeners to lies, listeners to other people who did not come to you. They distort words from their places, and they say, "If you are given this, accept it, but if you are not given it, beware." Whomever Allah has willed to divert, you have nothing for him from Allah. Those are they whose hearts Allah does not intend to purify. For them is disgrace in this world, and for them is a great punishment in the hereafter. O you who believe! Do not take the Jews and the Christians as allies, some of them are allies of one another. Whoever of you allies himself with them is one of them. Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. You will see those in whose hearts is sickness racing towards them. They say, "We fear the wheel of fate may turn against us." But perhaps Allah will bring about victory, or some event of His making, thereupon they will regret what they concealed within themselves. O Messenger, convey what was revealed to you from your Lord. But if you do not, then you would not have delivered His message. And Allah will protect you from the people. Allah does not guide the disbelieving people. Allah did not institute the superstitions of Bahara, Sa'iba, Wasila, or of Hami, but those who disbelieve fabricate lies about Allah, most of them do not understand. Among them are those who listen to you, but we place covers over their hearts, to prevent them from understanding it, and heaviness in their ears. Even if they see every sign, they will not believe in it. Until, when they come to you, to argue with you, those who disbelieve will say, "These are nothing but myths of the ancients." If you find their rejection hard to bear, then if you can, seek a tunnel into the earth, or a stairway into the heaven, and bring them a sign. Had Allah willed, He could have gathered them to guidance. So do not be of the ignorant. Thus we showed Abraham the empire of the heavens and the earth, that he might be one of those with certainty. Had Allah willed, they would not have practiced idolatry. We did not appoint you as a guardian over them, and you are not a manager over them. Do not insult those they call upon besides Allah, lest they insult Allah out of hostility and ignorance. We made attractive to every community their deeds. Then to their Lord is their return, and He will inform them of what they used to do. And we turn away their hearts and their visions, as they refused to believe in it the first time, and we leave them blundering in their rebellion. Whomever Allah desires to guide, He spreads open his heart to Islam, and whomever He desires to misguide, He makes his heart narrow, constricted, as though he were climbing up the sky. Allah thus lays defilement upon those who do not believe. Likewise, their idols entice many idolaters to kill their children, in order to lead them to their ruin, and confuse them in their religion. Had Allah willed, they would not have done it, so leave them to their fraud. The polytheists will say, had Allah willed, we would not have practiced idolatry, nor would have our forefathers, nor would we have prohibited anything. Likewise those before them lied, until they tasted our might. Say, do you have any knowledge that you can produce for us? You follow nothing but conjecture, and you only guess. O children of Adam! Do not let Satan seduce you, as he drove your parents out of the garden, stripping them of their garments, to show them their nakedness. He sees you, him and his clan, from where you cannot see them. We have made the devils friends of those who do not believe. Some he has guided, and some have deserved misguidance. They have adopted the devils for patrons rather than Allah, and they assume that they are guided. Say, my Lord has forbidden immoralities, both open and secret, and sin, and unjustified aggression, and that you associate with Allah anything for which He revealed no sanction, and that you say about Allah what you do not know. We did not send any prophet to any town, but we afflicted its people with misery and adversity, so that they may humble themselves. Then we substituted prosperity in place of hardship, until they increased in number, and said, adversity and prosperity has touched our ancestors. Then we seized them suddenly, while they were unaware. I will turn away from my revelations those who behave proudly on earth without justification. Even if they see every sign, they will not believe in it, and if they see the path of rectitude, they will not adopt it for a path, and if they see the path of error, they will adopt it for a path. That is because they denied our revelations, and paid no attention to them. Had we willed, we could have elevated him through them, but he clung to the ground, and followed his desires. His metaphor is that of a dog: if you chase it, it pants, and if you leave it alone, it pants. Such is the metaphor of the people who deny our signs. So tell the tale, so that they may ponder. We have destined for hell multitudes of jinn and humans. They have hearts with which they do not understand. They have eyes with which they do not see. They have ears with which they do not hear. These are like cattle. In fact, they are further astray. These are the heedless. As for those who reject our messages, we will gradually lead them from where they do not know. And I will encourage them. My plan is firm. Have they not observed the government of the heavens and the earth, and all the things that Allah created, and that their time may have drawn near? Which message, besides this, will they believe in? Whomever Allah misguides has no guide. And He leaves them blundering in their transgression. The worst of animals to Allah are the deaf and dumb, those who do not reason. Allah would never lead a people astray, after He had guided them, until He makes clear to them what they should guard against. Allah has knowledge of all things. As for those who believe and do good deeds, their Lord guides them in their faith. Rivers will flow beneath them in the gardens of bliss. Allah invites to the home of peace, and guides whomever He wills to a straight path. In fact, they deny what is beyond the limits of their knowledge, and whose explanation has not yet reached them. Thus those before them refused to believe. So note the consequences for the wrongdoers. Allah does not wrong the people in the least, but the people wrong their own selves. Every community has a messenger. When their messenger has come, judgment will be passed between them with fairness, and they will not be wronged. Then, after him, we sent messengers to their people. They came to them with the clear proofs, but they would not believe in anything they had already rejected. Thus we set a seal on the hearts of the hostile. Had your Lord willed, everyone on earth would have believed. Will you compel people to become believers? No soul can believe except by Allah's leave, and He lays disgrace upon those who refuse to understand. Say, look at what is in the heavens and the earth. But signs and warnings are of no avail for people who do not believe. My advice will not benefit you, much as I may want to advise you, if Allah desires to confound you. He is your Lord, and to Him you will be returned. And build the ark, under our eyes, and with our inspiration, and do not address me regarding those who did wrong, they are to be drowned. Had your Lord willed, He could have made humanity one community, but they continue to differ. How many a sign in the heavens and the earth do they pass by, paying no attention to them? He sends down water from the sky, and riverbeds flow according to their capacity. The current carries swelling froth. And from what they heat and fire of ornaments or utensils comes a similar froth. Thus Allah exemplifies truth and falsehood. As for the froth, it is swept away, but what benefits the people remains in the ground. Thus Allah presents the analogies. Those who disbelieve say, if only a miracle was sent down to him from his Lord. Say, Allah leads astray whomever He wills, and He guides to Himself whoever repents. Even if there were a Qur'an, by which mountains could be set in motion, or by which the earth could be shattered, or by which the dead could be made to speak. In fact, every decision rests with Allah. Did the believers not give up and realize that had Allah willed, He would have guided all humanity? Disasters will continue to strike those who disbelieve, because of their deeds, or they fall near their homes, until Allah's promise comes true. Allah never breaks a promise. They will emerge before Allah, all together. The weak will say to those who were proud, we were your followers, can you protect us at all against Allah's punishment? They will say, had Allah guided us, we would have guided you. It is the same for us, whether we mourn, or are patient, there is no asylum for us. Do you not see how Allah presents a parable? A good word is like a good tree, its root is firm, and its branches are in the sky. It yields its fruits every season by the will of its Lord. Allah presents the parables to the people, so that they may reflect. And the parable of a bad word is that of a bad tree, it is uprooted from the ground, it has no stability. But no messenger came to them, but they ridiculed him. Thus we slip it into the hearts of the guilty. They do not believe in it, though the ways of the ancients have passed away. Over my servants you have no authority, except for the sinners who follow you. It is for Allah to point out the paths, but some of them are flawed. Had He willed, He could have guided you all. The idolaters say, had Allah willed, we would not have worshipped anything besides Him, neither us, nor our ancestors, nor would we have prohibited anything besides His prohibitions. Those before them did likewise. Are the messengers responsible for anything but clear communication? To every community we sent a messenger, worship Allah, and avoid idolatry. Some of them Allah guided, while others deserved misguidance. So travel through the earth, and see what the fate of the deniers was. Even though you may be concerned about their guidance, Allah does not guide those who misguide. And they will have no saviors. We did not send before you except men whom we inspired. So ask the people of knowledge, if you do not know. Had Allah willed, He would have made you one congregation, but He leaves astray whom He wills, and He guides whom He wills. And you will surely be questioned about what you used to do. Those who do not believe in Allah's revelations, Allah will not guide them, and for them is a painful punishment. Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good advice, and debate with them in the most dignified manner. Your Lord is aware of those who stray from his path, and he is aware of those who are guided. Glory to him who journeyed his servant by night, from the sacred mosque, to the farthest mosque, whose precincts we have blessed, in order to show him of our wonders. He is the listener, the beholder. Nothing prevents us from sending miraculous signs, except that the ancients called them lies. We gave Thamud the she-camel, a visible sign, but they mistreated her. We do not send the signs except to instill reverence. Did you know that the people of the cave and the inscription were of our wondrous signs? And content yourself with those who pray to their Lord morning and evening, desiring his presence. And do not turn your eyes away from them, desiring the glitter of this world. And do not obey him whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, so he follows his own desires, and his priorities are confused. These are some of the prophets Allah has blessed, from the descendants of Adam, and from those we carried with Noah, and from the descendants of Abraham and Israel, and from those we guided and selected. Whenever the revelations of the Most Gracious are recited to them, they would fall down, prostrating and weeping. But they were succeeded by generations who lost the prayers and followed their appetites. They will meet perdition. Allah increases in guidance those who accept guidance. And the things that endure, the righteous deeds, have the best reward with your Lord, and the best outcome. The human being was created of haste. I will show you my signs, so do not seek to rush me. Thus we revealed it as clarifying signs, and Allah guides whomever he wills. We never sent a messenger before you, or a prophet, but when he had a desire Satan interfered in his wishes. But Allah nullifies what Satan interjects, and Allah affirms his revelations. Allah is omniscient and wise. Or like utter darkness in a vast ocean, covered by waves, above which are waves, above which is fog. Darkness upon darkness. If he brings out his hand, he will hardly see it. He to whom Allah has not granted a light has no light. Have you not seen how Allah propels the clouds, then brings them together, then piles them into a heap, and you see raindrops emerging from its midst? How he brings down loads of hail from the sky, striking with it whomever he wills, and diverting it from whomever he wills. The flash of its lightning almost snatches the sight away. O you who believe! Permission must be requested by your servants and those of you who have not reached puberty. On 3 occasions, before the dawn prayer, and at noon when you change your clothes, and after the evening prayer. These are 3 occasions of privacy for you. At other times, it is not wrong for you or them to intermingle with one another. Allah thus clarifies the revelations for you. Allah is knowledgeable and wise. When the children among you reach puberty, they must ask permission, as those before them asked permission. Allah thus clarifies his revelations for you. Allah is knowledgeable and wise. Had we willed, we could have sent to every town a warner. And it is he who made the night and the day alternate, for whoever desires to reflect, or desires to show gratitude. No fresh reminder comes to them from the Most Merciful, but they turn their backs at it. Never did we destroy a town, but it had warners. As for those who do not believe in the hereafter, we made their deeds appear good to them, so they wander aimlessly. And say, praise belongs to Allah, he will show you his signs, and you will recognize them. Your Lord is not heedless of what you do. But if they fail to respond to you, know that they follow their fancies. And who is more lost than him who follows his fancy without guidance from Allah? Allah does not guide the unjust people. You cannot guide whom you love, but Allah guides whom He wills, and He knows best those who are guided. Your Lord never destroys cities without first sending a messenger in their midst, reciting to them our revelations. And we never destroy the cities, unless their people are wrongdoers. These examples, we put them forward to the people, but none grasps them except the learned. And do not argue with the people of the Scripture except in the best manner possible, except those who do wrong among them. And say, we believe in what was revealed to us, and in what was revealed to you, and our God and your God is one, and to Him we are submissive. So devote yourself to the religion of monotheism, the natural instinct Allah has instilled in mankind. There is no altering Allah's creation. This is the true religion, but most people do not know. Had we willed, we could have given every soul its guidance, but the declaration from me will come true, I will fill hell with jinn and humans, all together. Those who received knowledge know that what is revealed to you from your Lord is the truth, and it guides to the path of the majestic, the praiseworthy. We sent you only universally to all people, a herald and warner, but most people do not know. Say, if I err only to my own loss, but if I am guided, it is by what my Lord inspires me. He is hearing and near. What of him whose evil deed was made attractive to him, and so he regards it as good? Allah leads astray whomever He wills, and He guides whomever He wills. Therefore, do not waste yourself sorrowing over them. Allah knows exactly what they do. We sent you with the truth, a bearer of good news, and a warner. There is no community but a warner has passed through it. Likewise, human beings, animals, and livestock come in various colors. From among His servants, the learned fear Allah. Allah is Almighty, oft forgiving. The word was realized against most of them, for they do not believe. We placed shackles around their necks, up to their chins, so they are stiff-necked. And we placed a barrier in front of them, and a barrier behind them, and we have enshrouded them, so they cannot see. It is the same for them, whether you warn them, or do not warn them, they will not believe. If you disbelieve, Allah is independent of you, yet He does not approve ingratitude on the part of His servants. And if you are thankful, He will approve that in you. No bearer of burden can bear the burden of another. Then to your Lord is your return, and He will inform you of what you used to do. He is aware of what the hearts contain. What about someone whose heart Allah has opened to Islam, so that he follows a light from his Lord? Woe to those whose hearts are hardened against the mention of Allah. Those are in manifest error. And whomever Allah guides, for him there is no misleader. Is Allah not powerful and vengeful? Or say, had Allah guided me, I would have been of the pious. And shield them from the evil deeds. Whomever you shield from the evil deeds, on that day, you have had mercy on him. That is the supreme achievement. He prescribed for you the same religion He enjoined upon Noah, and what we inspired to you, and what we enjoined upon Abraham, and Moses, and Jesus. You shall uphold the religion, and be not divided therein. As for the idolaters, what you call them to is outrageous to them. Allah chooses to Himself whom He wills, and He guides to Himself whoever repents. It is not for any human that Allah should speak to him, except by inspiration, or from behind a veil, or by sending a messenger to reveal by His permission whatever He wills. He is all high, all wise. And they say, had the Most Gracious willed, we would not have worshipped them. But they have no knowledge of that, they are merely guessing. Whoever shuns the remembrance of the Most Gracious, we assign for him a devil, to be his companion. They hinder them from the path, though they think they are guided. Until, when he comes to us, he will say, if only there were between me and you the distance of the two easts. what an evil companion! In the heavens and the earth are proofs for the believers. And in your own creation, and in the creatures he scattered, are signs for people of firm faith. Have you considered him who has taken his desire for his God? Allah has knowingly led him astray, and has sealed his hearing and his heart, and has placed a veil over his vision. Who will guide him after Allah? Will you not reflect? Say, have you considered? What if it is from Allah and you disbelieve in it? A witness from the children of Israel testified to its like, and has believed, while you turned arrogant. Allah does not guide the unjust people. Allah will admit those who believe and do good deeds into gardens beneath which rivers flow. As for those who disbelieve, they enjoy themselves, and eat as cattle eat, and the fire will be their dwelling. Among them are those who listen to you, but when they leave your presence, they say to those given knowledge, "What did he say just now?" Those are they whose hearts Allah has sealed, and they follow their own desires. As for those who are guided, he increases them in guidance, and he has granted them their righteousness. O you who believe! Obey Allah, and obey the Messenger, and do not let your deeds go to waste. It is he who sent down tranquility into the hearts of the believers, to add faith to their faith. To Allah belong the forces of the heavens and the earth. Allah is knowing and wise. You were in neglect of this, so we lifted your screen from you, and your vision today is keen. O you who believe! Fear Allah, and believe in His Messenger, He will give you a double portion of His mercy, and will give you a light by which you walk, and will forgive you. Allah is forgiving and merciful. And do not be like those who forgot Allah, so He made them forget themselves. These are the sinners. When Moses said to his people, "O my people, why do you hurt me, although you know that I am Allah's messenger to you?" And when they swerved, Allah swerved their hearts. Allah does not guide the sinful people. No disaster occurs except by Allah's leave. Whoever believes in Allah, He guides his heart. Allah is aware of everything. But his Lord chose him, and made him one of the righteous. But man wants to deny what is ahead of him. Alas, you love the fleeting life. We guided him to the way, be he appreciative or unappreciative. So Allah will protect them from the ills of that day, and will grant them radiance and joy. He admits into His mercy whomever He wills. But as for the wrongdoers, He has prepared for them a painful punishment. You are just a warner for whoever dreads it. But as for him who was indifferent, you gave him your attention. Though you are not liable if he does not purify himself. Then He eased the way for him. Not at all. Their hearts have become corroded by what they used to earn. But you prefer the present life, though the hereafter is better, and more lasting. We created man in distress, and we showed him the two ways. But he did not brave the ascent. And what will explain to you what the ascent is? And inspired it with its wickedness and its righteousness. It is upon us to guide. The hereafter is better for you than the first. With hardship comes ease. With hardship comes ease. Taught man what he never knew. In fact, man oversteps all bounds when he considers himself exempt. But what will convey to you what the night of decree is? The night of decree is better than 1,000 months. The human being is in loss, except those who believe, and do good works, and encourage truth, and recommend patience.